This site was the shore of the Thames when William the Conqueror invaded England. Saxon traders dragged their boats over these timbers to beach them and sell their wares. Very little remains of this period in London, and that makes recording and excavating this site essential.
We're actually getting a chance to look at the Saxon waterfront, which we have not had many opportunities to look at. Also, the material we're getting here is of way better than most of the stuff we've had previously of this period. And we actually have 3 quite clearly defined waterfront properties, which is quite unusual because normally we get a much smaller area at one go.
But the dig is battling against the clock. A major dual carriageway, Thames Road, runs alongside the site. And if archaeologists are to go any deeper, they have to support it. Tonight, steel supports will be drilled into the excavated area, destroying some of the ancient timbers. Those on the site say it's a harsh reality they live with. But with such a unique site, the sacrifice is necessary if they're to learn as much as possible.
Because of the wet conditions, things like timber, leather, all organic material actually survive wonderfully. And we've had quite a lot of, as you can see, timbers standing up quite a height. We expect also under here somewhere to find the Roman quay, which we hope as well will be similarly well preserved.
This is one of the last chances archaeologists have of discovering London's past. Much of what remains is now buried under listed buildings and can't be touched. Here, at least, they have another 5 weeks to record our heritage. Mary Marr, Thames News.
The body is of a man or woman in their 20s, and he or she is unique. It was discovered at this construction site off Upper Thames Street in the city. It's some 50 metres from the river, but in Saxon times, more than 1,200 years ago, when it's thought the person died, this was the foreshore of the Thames, and that poses the archaeologists with a mystery.
They could have thought he died from some disease that was contagious, so they wanted him away from everybody else. It could be that he belonged to some religion that they weren't prepared to bury in their normal burial grounds, or it may just be coincidence that was the first place they came, you know, it was a rush job for some reason.
As for the cause of death, it's thought the person could have died from the hole cut in the side of the skull, an early surgical remedy for head pains. But what's really excited the archaeological world is that the body was sandwiched between 2 layers of bark in a crude coffin which was then staked to the riverbank. It's a form of burial which until now has only been discovered in Scandinavia. And that makes it the most important find since the discovery of Lindo Man in Cheshire several years ago.
Obviously it's not got the skin survival that Lindo Man has, and he doesn't look quite so human as Lindo Man does, but it has the potential with the stomach contents and what have you surviving. That will all be discovered when we take it further and take him apart further and take all the samples out of him.
Lindo Man got the nickname Peat Marsh because he was discovered in a peat marsh. His southern counterpart is yet to be given a nickname. The archaeologists are waiting to discover whether they're dealing with a man or a woman. Rob McBride for Thames News.